With markets at all-time highs, with some specific stocks at extreme valuations, there are still companies that are, in my opinion, fairly valued, if not undervalued. In this video, I want to touch on two companies that are trading near their 52-week lows. It's not small companies. The risk reward here is quite big because those are strong companies, free cash flow positive, generating billions in cash flow actually, and still expected to grow faster than the market in the next couple of years. We've spoken about these two companies before on the channel. I will do specific videos on each of those companies in the next couple of days, explaining also the market that they are playing in, etc. I could do this in this video, but it's going to be way too long. So this is just an overview on Novo Nordisk and Evolution AB. Now you know, hopefully you still stick around till the end or till the middle. If you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, do all of that. We really appreciate that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. Let's start with company number one, and that's Novo Nordisk. Extremely high on my watch list recently because the stock has taken such a big hit, especially in the last 3 months. In the last 3 months, this stock is down over 30%. Year on year, the stock is down 23%. If we zoom out a little bit, in the last 3 years, the stock is up 73.52%. At one point, this was the largest company in Europe. I believe LVMH overtook them in the last couple of days. Now it has a market cap of $360.2 billion, a forward PE of 22.3 times. If you look at the forward PE and then you look at the expected growth rates for the next couple of years, top and bottom line, I mean, the growth is much quicker than the overall market. If we look at the average analyst price target, that sits 44% higher than the price we're at today. The company will report their next quarterly figures Wednesday, February 5th, and these are the expected numbers. Revenue to increase 5.45% quarter over quarter, EBITDA down 8.6%, EBIT down 7.6%, GAAP EPS down 10.7%, and EPS non-GAAP down close to 9%. That's quarter over quarter. But as we've seen, year on year, we are still expected to see rapid growth, sales, and EPS. Looking at some pricing metrics, forward PE, EV to EBITDA, price to sales, price to free cash flow, all of them are well below the 5-year mean, other than price to free cash flow, that's also in the last 12 months. That's quite close to the 5-year mean. Price earnings to growth sits at 1.14, which in my book is definitely not on the expensive side. According to Goldman, obesity drugs are a potential $100 billion opportunity by 2030, which of course the big players here being Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. If we look at free cash flow growth for Novo Nordisk, we can see that free cash flow is expected to grow 38.4% in fiscal 2025 and then another 28% or so in fiscal 2026. Of course, the big jump in revenue, especially in recent years, came from GLP-1s that has grown much quicker than the other segments in their business, such as rare disease, insulin, obesity care, or other diabetes care. Specifically looking at Ozempic, Rybelsus, or Victoza, you can see how quickly Ozempic revenue has grown in the last couple of years. And even the second biggest one here, which is Rybelsus, that has also grown by, well, quite a lot, 1.87 billion back in 2020 to now over $22.2 billion. The majority of the revenue is of course generated in the United States, then Europe, Middle East, Asia, rest of the world, and China. With China, they and Eli Lilly are expected to grow in that market, especially in the coming years, which was announced back in November of last year. They expect to launch their obesity drug Wegovy in China. And that's not the only big market. They are also expected to enter the Indian market. Eli Lilly, the same. So they said the following at Eli Lilly. They said, we anticipate a positive response from the Indian market. The company also said it will price its drug competitively for the Indian market. Competitor Novo Nordisk had initially planned to bring its Wegovy to India just in 2026, but reports say they will likely prepone their arrival to coincide with Eli Lilly, not wanting to miss out on the huge opportunity the Indian market brings. The company did decline to comment. And so right now, if we look at Novo Nordisk stock, it does seem like $80 could be a sort of support. We're also oversold right now on the weekly. Previously, if we go all the way back to May of 2023 to July, August of 2023, $80 did seem like a nice base, nice support area. So maybe we're going to see the same thing happen here. Remember, in the coming weeks, we're going to get the earnings report. So expect a volatile move then. Moving on to Evolution AB, they also took quite a big hit in the last year. The stock is down 29%. Over the last 3 months, the stock is down 11.31%. It has a market cap of around 173.3 billion Swedish kronen, which is around $15 billion. The company currently trades at a forward PE of just 12.5 times and is also expected to grow a bit faster than the market. Currently, the average analyst price target sits quite close to 50% higher than the price we're at right now. And if we look at what the company is expected to report next week on Thursday, revenue growing 4.71% quarter over quarter, EBITDA growing 5.3%, then EBIT, GAAP EPS, and non-GAAP EPS decreasing 11 to 12% quarter over quarter. But as you can see in the next coming fiscal years, they're expected to grow GAAP EPS just above 11% in each of those years, with sales a little bit faster than that. If we look at some pricing metrics, here again, forward PE, EV to EBITDA, price to sales, price to free cash flow, well below the 5-year mean, price earnings to growth under 1 at 0.82, which by definition should mean that this is undervalued. According to Grand View Research, the online casino market is expected to grow from 2024 to 2030 at a compound annual growth rate of 12.4%. The US one is expected to grow by 12%. I'll explain more about the US market specifically when it comes to gambling, sports betting, or online casinos, regulation-wise, and why I see a lot of upside there. That will be in the specific Evolution video, which should come out probably this weekend. Anyways, focusing back here on the free cash flow. Free cash flow is expected to take a hit for the fiscal 2024, down 3.9%, but then we can see that it's expected to accelerate and grow faster than revenue, faster than EPS. 15.9% year-over-year growth in fiscal 2025, then another 18.7% in fiscal 2026. Zooming out, you can see that this is a company that has grown quite rapidly in the last couple of years, top and bottom lines, and especially free cash flow. How do they generate revenue? Well, the majority does come from those live casinos things, so live revenue, and then RNG, random number generator, that has basically been a flop as of now. They say they should be seeing some reacceleration in growth in 2025, remains to be seen. So far, it's been a failure. Geographically wise, where does the money come from? Well, unfortunately, they stopped reporting the rest of Europe, Great Britain, or Nordic revenue since the end of 2022. But we still get the biggest numbers here, which are from Asia, North America, and LATAM. I'll give you a small sneak peek of what I'll discuss in the other video. Only 7 states have legalized online casinos so far in the United States as of the time of this video. Touching back on where the revenue is generated, we can see that all in all, it's not like we have major concentration. It's true that Europe and Asia are currently much bigger than North America and LATAM, but I would say it's a very diverse revenue pool. And we can also see here that revenue from regulated markets keep on increasing. Now, some might say, oh, regulation is not good. No, actually, regulation is quite good because it raises the barrier of entry. And so right now, looking at the stock, you can see that in the last couple of weeks, the stock has been in the area of 800 Swedish kronor, which was basically the bottom back here in September of 2022. So here as well, maybe 800 could be the bottom. RSI is pretty low on the weekly, not oversold. Now, of course, I do understand folks that do not like these types of businesses, right? Casino and let's call them sin stocks. I can 100% understand that. I'm just here to provide information. I think the stock is beaten down quite a lot, but the company itself, in my opinion, is not going anywhere. I think they'll continue to grow. Even if there is more regulation, I think that's going to be a good thing for Evolution because, well, they have quite a good track record. Plus, regulation does mean that, well, taxes will be quite beneficial to a lot of states that do regulate online casinos and stuff like that. If you want to collect more money, reduce your debt, that might be one of the ways to do it. So yeah, Evolution AB and Novo Nordisk. Novo Nordisk right now is much higher on my watch list. Might even go on the buy list pretty soon. I just don't have that much cash, and I already explained. There is upside. I'm just having to pick specific companies. It's always nice to open new companies because a shiny new thing. But at the end of the day, Maybe in your personal portfolio, you already have stocks that are down, but the company is still doing quite well. So you just better increase that position. Unless you've got unlimited amount of cash that comes into your portfolio, then of course you can open other positions and see how that goes. You can play the option games as well. So it's up to you. I'm here just to provide some information. Let me know what you think about both companies. Maybe you've opened a position in one of those. Let me know down in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, do all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.